As we know, adoption is a long process, especially if you're wanting to adopt internationally. The process can be very long and emotional. With that, many people are taken advantage of and ready to scam you also. In an article on People.com from June 22nd, 2009, by Nina Burley explains Evie's story on adoption scam and how a father named Mike Nyberg was taken advantage of. Mike traveled to New Zealand from Utah to pick up his new adopted daughter. When he picked her up, she was yelling and screaming Tuple over and over. He just happened to believe that she was just very nervous and scared. And being a child, and seeing that she was a child and she didn't know who he was, he kind of understood it as her feeling afraid going with the stranger. He just assumed she was nervous and scared. When they finally got home to Utah, he asked his new daughter what she meant by Tuple. And in broken English, she explained that Tuple was in fact her mother. Realizing what has happened, Mike informed police right away. He realized that he actually had been scammed. Not only that, but his daughter had actually been abducted from her home. According to creatingafamily.org of 2009, adoption scams are not that uncommon. Parents looking to adopt, unfortunately, have to be very careful and aware of the scams that are out there. One warning sign can be if the person that is trying to help you is looking for payment immediately. The policy change should be for parents or future parents who want to adopt to be future educated on the adoption process and also the warning signs of a scam. This is important because we should feel safe if you are looking to adopt a child. We should not have to worry about being scammed or taken advantage of. Although there are warning signs that we can see, as the article Avoiding Adoption Fraud and Scam on Adoption.com by Nancy Ash, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. As it is, adoption is a very emotional situation. Some parents do not want to wait for the long process for adoption and seek outside sources, like agencies or so called lawyers, and then we could see how scams are very much involved in this. Today, we will discuss the problems, causes, and solutions for international adoption scams. There are two problems to this. One being the unaware parents being taken advantage of, and also the kidnapping of many children. According to an article on NPR labeled False Promises, Adoptive Parents with No Children by Michael Montgomery from October 8, 2006, which states that unaware parents travel halfway around the world only to get there and not have their children there that they were supposed to adopt and end up leaving home empty-handed and confused. Not only are parents left empty-handed and confused, but children are also very much affected by these scams. By them being abducted and taken from their homes, but also the children whom are not old enough to realize what is going on. Children are being bought off and sold. Another problem that arose from international adoption is that many Mexican women were commissioned to have children to then be given to Irish couples. According to the article Adoption Scam Alert issued 2 years ago, from January 13, 2014, the practice is against the law in Mexico. The Irish couples who were involved had their children taken away. Not only that, but they also received jail time. Now that we understand the problems, we can discuss the causes. There are two parts to this cause. There are two parts to this cause. One is the unknowing parents and the misinformation upon international adoptions. Another cause being that the unaware parents could receive a child who has been abducted from their home. Though there are laws and regulations to follow for international adoptions and a process that must be followed in order to follow the laws and process properly, as the site state.gov explains. Now that we understand the causes and problems in international adoption scams, we can see how we can be aware of the warning signs that are out there. According to an article in CBN titled Couples Adoption Scam Story, Lesson for Others from November 21st, 2011, that due to parents being overwhelmed by the adoption process and overcome by emotions, they can be very vulnerable to these situations, unfortunately, and to very many scams. The issue can be solved with the government's help, and our help, of course. The government can further get involved by making it easier for parents to receive the information needed for adoptions, especially that of international adoptions. By providing them with simplified information, they will be able to understand and be educated further on international adoption and the scams that are out there. We can help by making sure that people are educated on international adoptions and also help provide them with simplified information. For example, we can use commercials. Most of us, as we know, like to watch TV, and commercial on international adoption scams. We can help people be more aware and further educated on the subject effortlessly. If you're looking to adopt internationally, you should probably be informed and educated on the subject and the scams that are out there. Not only to benefit ourselves if we are interested, but for the benefit of the children whom are or could be affected by this. By properly being informed on international adoption and scams, we can prevent the heartache of future adoptive parents and the parents of the children whom are abducted.